Well, hi everyone, Shaun Humphries here. Welcome to All Things Retirement. Well, in this video, we are going to continue our conversation from various excerpts from the book titled Breaking the Age Code. Now, we put together a playlist on previous videos from this book, so I'd encourage you to go to the playlist. It's been linked in the show notes for this video. And these videos really focus in on the health aspects of our retirement transition. Even if you're 5 or 10 years out from retirement, I'd encourage you to take a look at this information. The physical wellness and cognitive wellness aspects of retirement planning are really critical. And even though our channel focused mostly on the financial aspects, we'd be remiss if we didn't speak to some of the health aspects as well. So from time to time, I'll bring to your attention resources that I think would be helpful. So breaking the age code, in previous discussions, we talked about the APOE gene. And specifically in the last video, we talked about the APOE4 gene, which really was a genetic predisposition for those people who have the gene to Alzheimer's. But we also said in that video that your age beliefs have a very, very big impact on whether or not you'd struggle through your retirement years with dementia or Alzheimer's. And so age beliefs are critical, and we'll continue on that theme today as to how you can influence your APOE genes to be more resilient from a cognitive health standpoint as you go through your retirement. So I think you'll enjoy this video. Now, if you're new to our channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're posting content all the time on various aspects of retirement income planning and overall wealth planning. So if you don't want to miss future content, click the subscribe button. If you like this video, click like. And if you're within 5 years of retirement or already retired, you'd like a second opinion about whether or not you're tracking in the right direction, in the show notes is a link to our homepage where the page will outline how you can get a complimentary retirement forecast and second opinion. Okay, let's continue our discussion from the book Breaking the Age Code and looking at APOE genes. So in the previous video, we talked about the APOE4 gene variant that gives people a predisposition to experience Alzheimer's as they age. There's another variant, which is the APOE2 variant, that actually provides a resilience. It fortifies you against Alzheimer's. And yet, it's a relatively small percentage of the population that has that variant, about 10%. And yet, in Breaking the Age Code, the author talks about the resilience that we experience by initiating certain behaviors. And if we initiate those behaviors, they will give us the same fortifying effect that we would experience if we had the APOE2 gene variant. So let me just take a look at a little bit of a section from the book. Let's read it together. So the good news is that among those of us not born with the APOE2 gene, that is about 90% of us, if we embrace positive age beliefs, we have the same reduced risk in developing dementia as those born with APOE2. That makes sense when you remember that having positive age beliefs promotes exercise, social and intellectual engagement, and diminishes stress, all of which augment brain health. I'll just make a comment here. So in the book, they talk quite a bit about the impact of stress on cognition. So as we approach retirement and as we live our retirement lifestyles, it's very important that we capture the stresses that are in our lives. What are the things that we can do to moderate stress? Because if it's not captured properly, if it's not dealt with properly, there's a degradation that takes place throughout different aspects of our life. So we talk about physical activity, trying new things, social interaction, travel, experiencing life. All of those things are very fortifying and help us to fight against Alzheimer's and dementia and overall deterioration of our health. But to fight against those things, we need to be very intentional around how we look after our health. So again, the author goes on to say our brains, like other organs, must be properly cared for and nourished. In an older person with negative views of aging, who, as a result, doesn't exercise or stay intellectually engaged and experiences more stress, you might not see much regeneration. You might even see neuronal loss. Older adults with positive age beliefs who might be inspired to learn, to juggle, or participate in a square dancing class, or practice their high school French might see a significant boost in their neuronal growth. We are biological creatures, but we are also so much more than our biology. With the right outlook on aging, we can enhance our biological codes as we age. So it may seem really simplistic, this idea that our cognition is impacted by our social activities, our relationships, the new things we try, but there's a very intimate link. So if you go back to the Breaking the Age Code book and you read it on your own, you'll be inspired to really pay attention to these areas. We all know folks that have a life that gets smaller and smaller and smaller as they get older. And part of that might be this embracing of negative age beliefs and stereotypes. Now, there is a reality for sure, right? That as we get older, there's a degradation of our physical abilities. There's arthritis and joint problems. And there could be other issues where someone might be on medication, struggling with high blood pressure, diabetes, pre-diabetes as an example. So I don't want to soft pedal those issues. However, here's the challenge. This is why I did the video. When was the last time you tried something new? Whether it's a new artistic endeavor, learning to draw, calligraphy, trying a new sport, venturing out to build new relationships in your life, new social activities, because those things lay down new neurons in your body. And those beliefs and those challenges actually fortify your mental health and your cognition. So my encouragement to you is, after you watch this video, reflect on those things. How are you pushing yourself? How are you challenging yourself? How are you looking after your health? Are there activities that you've put by the wayside that you should re-engage in? And begin developing regular rhythms in your life that you do on a regular basis that will help to be protective against diminished capacity, particularly from a mental, cognitive standpoint. Anyway, I hope that you found this particular video helpful. More than anything else, just a bit of a challenge for you. If you like the video, make sure you click like. If you don't want to miss future content, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you are within 5 years of retirement or already retired and you'd like to have a second opinion and a free retirement planning analysis, in the show notes there's a link to our website where you can find out how you can get that complimentary plan. Anyway, I'm wishing you all the best in your overall wealth planning and retirement income planning journey. You take care. Bye-bye.